bit muted. Better? Can you hear me? Sounds good. All right, cool. All right, so I'm doing this random live, right? Because I myself am guilty for pulling away from the channel, pulling away from actually being engaged. And there's a reason for that, and it's primarily because I got a lot of things in the works. Obviously, you're about to see it all happen. It's going to be very well documented. So definitely stay tuned, subscribe, turn on your alert notifications because I'm going to be doing more and more of these random topics. And the reason why I'm doing this one today is because I think that there needs to be an alert, kind of like a public service announcement to the individuals who work in this industry and may have never experienced a pivot and a change like what we're experiencing right now, right? And it's kind of hard to, and definitely comment, engage during this. You know, give it a thumbs up. That definitely helps with promoting the message. But if you've never been in this type of environment, and in all reality, I mean, even if you were, what's going on right now has never really happened before. And what's interesting now is because media has such a huge grasp on people, it becomes more apparent, right? And so you're hearing it on the news, you're seeing it in social media, you're hearing it from your sales managers, your team, your company. And what they're talking about is, rates are going up. It's going to be very hard. We're not marketing anymore, and we're having layoffs and things like that. And I can only feel for those of you who are going through this, especially with uncertainty, meaning that you are feeding into kind of the perception of most. And keep in mind that again, it's media. It's the fact that a lot of people are pointing back to what happened in 2008, right, when the market declined and then became hard to became hard to lend. And it's actually far from that, because back in those days, I was originating loans back in those days, and the Dodd-Frank put in place the rule to make sure that lenders can prove their ability to repay, right? So a lot of you doing your continuing education right now, you're going to notice that in the verbiage, right? Ability to repay. And so, granted, there are a handful of other alternative options, but still, nonetheless, at the core of it is making sure that you can pay it back. And so that's not happening right now. And so what a lot of individuals are faced with is kind of seeing this reclusive reaction from not only their team, but maybe your friends who are in the industry, or maybe you're seeing it from yourself, or maybe you're seeing it from colleagues or your sales manager saying, hey, it's going to be really tough. And mind you, you're coming off of the last 12 months, you've made probably the most money you've made ever. Right. And so here I want to pause right there, because why I'm even going to this is because I'm currently reading a book, and the book is called Winning. It's from Tim Grover, I think his name is. I would highly suggest that book. And what he was talking about was, what kind of separates everyone from mediocrity to big names that we know, like Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, and also Michael Jordan, right? Because at that level, when you already reached all the accolades and you've demonstrated that you are the best, what keeps you going? And I think in all reality, what really kind of influenced me on that book and how it applies to today is because we're going to be faced with a choice to either one, fold into the perception of what everyone's saying. So in other words, if you have a friend in the industry and they're like, and they're like, hey, market's changed, they're not doing any leads. I'm gonna go work with my uncle for this insurance company, right? Or hey, I'm gonna go sell cars at Honda. Whatever the situation may be, I want you to first stop and understand this: is that even though the market is adjusting, why this is rare is because with the rates increasing and their values increasing and the cost of living increasing, this actually equates out to a perfect storm. Now, the beauty of it is that a lot of our competitors are naturally going to be weeded out. So they're not going to be hired by the companies, but you are. Do you know why? Is because you take the fucking time to spend with your boy, right? And invest in yourself. Learn a different way of thinking. Learn a different way of selling. And so when you go about the situation understanding and seeing the silver lining that many people are not seeing, it's because you have the insight to understand that there's always an opportunity when people are running away to actually run towards it. And that opportunity is this: is that I, in my all my time of being on this earth, I've never experienced the increase in growth in property value. Right. So if you own a home, I own a home. I own a home in Southern California. My property, what? I mean, I barely bought this house like 6 years ago, but there's a huge return. And so, what does that mean? What that means is we have to recognize that, and this is capital. This is cash that our customers can use moving into the new market. And what's that new market? Yeah, sure, the rates are going to be up, but our conversations are just going to have to switch up. So instead of having the conversation of, hey, let's see if we can lower your rate or lower your payment, it really has to be kind of pivoted and put in the direction of, well, let's see how we can position you to pay this house off sooner, right? And at a more efficient pace than what you're currently on right now. Or let's see how we can, use an opportunity like this right now in the market to help improve your FICO. So you're going through a shorter term and you'll have this house paid off sooner, right? And the reason why that's effective is because the mortgage is the biggest bill in our clients' lives. That's what keeps the roof over their head and their family. But one thing is for certain is empathy, because our clients, the reason why they're fearful or they're going to say no is because they're or still need our service really is because they're trying to protect their status. And there's a lot of individuals who are going to see this video, whether it's live right now or it's posted later. You are trying to protect your status. And so your fear inside you saying, okay, well, money's going to be hard to make next year, or you know what I mean? Like, what do I do? What do I do? You need to stop, because that means you're inside your head. You need to get out of your head. You need to understand that what we do in all reality is sell money. So what, instead of thinking about the negative insights, look at the opportunity. The opportunity is to help people who had MI when they bought their house a year ago, and now your property value increased 300 grand because people are paying above and beyond the asking price. Now I can help you remove mortgage insurance. Hey, while I'm at it, let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do that. This is going to boost your FICO, right? And so that's really what it comes down to is taking your skills, taking your craft, taking your experience, right? Because you had enough at bats in this situation, right? Especially if you've been in the market for at least a year. It was a flood. There's people that just lined up out the door, right, to speak to you and talk about your lowest rate. Well, word's going to get out, and when word gets out, not many people are going to be lined up. So what does that mean? It means you have to be equipped to make outbound calls. It means you have to be equipped to do follow-up calls. It means you need to properly prepare a strategy that's going to help you survive and thrive in a market where, because of media, sure, people are saying no to the rate. But guess what? People here at the Sales Remastered community, we don't sell rate, right? What we do is we serve a solution. And so by serving a solution, your tonality, your delivery will be much more effective, because what you're doing is you're just simply sharing with somebody why you believe and why you're sold on how that plan works. You feel me? So pay attention to that, right? Because now it's not kind of like a buttoned up, you know what I mean, like professional, you know what I mean, like buttoned up and shit, like really really professional type of delivery. It's speaking to somebody one on one. It's saying, hey, Mr. Customer, hey, Mr. Patel, I'm just like you, bro. We're just alike. We're humans, right? And that's why I would speak my conversations with things like from homeowner to homeowner. I understand concerns, right? Because what I'm doing is I'm actually leveling with them and I'm relating to them in any way possible. You might be like, but D, I'm renting. You think he's gonna do a background check on you, boo boo? Just say from homeowner to homeowner, right? You should be in that mindset already that you own a home. So the fact that you are a LO and you don't own a home is probably because the interpretation that you are telling yourself, like how you listen to your head, right? Anyways, going back to that book, it reminds me is that everything that you are going to face in the future, right? Your decision right now with this market changing is really going to determine where you're going to be at a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, right? But nonetheless, that is called a result, right? And so, or an outcome. Think of that, right? So what we're experiencing right now is an outcome of what we've done and what we decided to do and how we invested our energy for years, years ago. But follow me on this because this is deep. So, all right. So he said, but where does the outcome come from? And then he reverse engineered it. Blew my mind. Again, the book is called Winning from Tim Grover. That's one of the solid books I've had in a long time. I do an audio book. I don't read. I usually listen to it when I'm at the gym. But he was talking about the outcome comes from a reaction. So we are reacting to things, whether we know it or not. What we do every day is a reaction to ultimately an emotion. And so an emotion could be from fear, it could be from confidence, it could be, right? There's all types of different emotions. It could be motivation, right? You're feeling an emotion to go get it, or you're feeling an emotion to kind of be lazy and settle out. Hey, look, don't if you felt like that over the course of the last 12 months, it's very easy to like shit. I just made an annual salary last month. Fuck it, let me go catch up on money heist or something, whatever the situation may be. But he said outcomes come from our reactions. Our reactions come from emotions. Our emotions are birthed with our thoughts. So he said, in other words, it's what you think every day. So how you think, what you think, and it's important to pay attention to those thoughts. And that's why you see a lot of billionaires, a lot of CEOs, very high up executive people that are making moves, right? And that might not be you. You might be like, oh, I don't want to make moves. Fine. You're going to make moves in life regardless. It depends on where you want to go and how successful you want to be there. So you'll notice that these people keep journals. Why they keep journals is because they're trying to understand what they're saying in their head. So they reflect on what their thoughts are. Now, why is that important? Is because those thoughts are going to determine emotions. So the thoughts of the market right now could create the emotion of fear. It can create the emotion of scarcity, of frugality, of worry. And that will then create your reaction. That's deep. Because when it creates a reaction, that reaction then spawns your outcome. Man, blew my mind when I heard that shit. I was like, oh, fuck. So, all right, so let me get this straight. So, if we're moving in the direction where we got fear, uncertainty, doubt in ourselves of whether or not we're going to survive this market and whether or not we can sell rate or fees, it's because you haven't taken the time to fully digest the information here at Sales Remastered. But the likelihood that you did, I appreciate you because now you're going to thrive. We're going to thrive together. I'm going to document mine. You don't need to document yours, but how you document yours is you simply hit that thumbs up. You fucking hit that arrow pointing out so you can share the video and make sure that other people are aware of the channel. That does me one solid for all the free content that I've given you and in hopes to help you have a source that you're not being given by your sales team. You know what I mean? Like your damn manager hasn't originated loans since 2001. Like, boo, you're before, you know what I mean? You're before the recession and shit. Like the last time you did it. Anyway, I'm doing it right now. I'm still closing loans, right? So I'm speaking with experience. That's right, Danielle. Atmosphere shift due to fear. That's what's up. Yeah. So, I had to go on this tangent because it's very important for us to understand that even though the market is going up, we have to find out the silver lining. And this is a lesson that you can use throughout life, right? Any bad situation, don't react based off emotion. Like, oh, fuck that. You know what I mean? I've been working here X long, or I've been doing this for, I work hard. I have personal issues, whatever the fuck it is. It's very important to understand that it's your thought about the situation. So if we can first start from the root of it, because a lot of the LOs that are going to watch this, Your issue is that you're having problems with selling price. But the true issue is having the prospect think that they can object to you about the price. Because if they're objecting to the price, it means that they are not bought into you. And if they are not bought into you, you did not properly close that individual. So you might be like, well, all right, D, so how do I get these people to buy into me? The good news is you can use this with anyone. You can use this with your wife, your kids, your fucking gardener, right? You can use it with your manager. And here's the thing is you act as if you have an idea. Now, why? Why is that? Is that I would say fucking words powerful. Why is that powerful? The reason why it's powerful is because it immediately creates a trigger to give attention. The most valuable thing that you could have right now as a salesperson, let alone a human being, is people's attention. Because every single closed loan that you have done, or ever will have started from attention. You see, the problem that most LOs have is that when you go into this engagement with your prospects now, you're thinking it's still COVID. You're thinking it's still 1.1, you know what I mean, T-bill, right? You're still kind of caught in the past. You have chosen not to adapt and pivot and kind of adjust to the market and the times. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Maybe you weren't told so, but now you are. And you have to adjust the way you react. Because if you continuously sound like I'm bothering you, right? Like I'm the prospect. And the only way you're really gonna find this out is if you record your calls. I implore you, record your calls. Because when you look back on the information, what you're gonna find is that, man, I sounded like I was, you know what I mean, like a receptionist or a fucking cashier at Boomers. You ever been to Boomers, bro? Like, you ever been to a place where you walk in and you know damn well that that employee does not like their employer? Like, it's evident, bro. Like, ooh, whew, like that. So sometimes we need to own up and say, hey, I wasn't, you know what I mean, fully in tune with them. I was kind of watching Cobra Kai on mute. You know what I mean? Squid Games. I found this cool Squid Games meme on Sales Remastered. Whatever the reason may be, it's going to at least give you attention for that flaw. But what you're going to find is that most loan officers' techniques are still customer servicey. And why it's customer service is because that allowed you to prevail with this market. The market was at an all-time low. I've never seen it like that. It was crazy. And it was only supposed to last a couple of months. It should damn near lasted 2 years. Now, why am I one of the few that is happy that the rates are going up? Because in this particular perfect storm, what also went up is their property value. And I know that that's their gateway to cash. So you mean, D, what we really sell is cash? Yes, boo boo. We sell cash. You feel me? So I got to put it out there because this is something that is constantly coming up. It's constantly being shared as a worry, a concern. And again, going back to our thoughts create an emotion, right? So these emotions may not necessarily be fear, but it may be justification as to why you're not giving it your all. Justification, things like, oh, I'm burnt. Oh man, I don't want to call these. They're not going to want this rate. They have a 2.25. They're not going to want my 30 grand cash out that saves them $1,250 per month and puts $18,000 in their bank account, improves their FICO score, and lines them up for a short-term refinance in 6 months. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference, and I want you to pay attention to that difference. It's just whether or not you decide to switch up your cadence and the way you maneuver and navigate through these conversations. It's going to be a little bit different. It's not coming from a customer service standpoint. So if you haven't downloaded already my sales script, I share it for free. You go to salesremastered.com and you want to enter in your personal email because it's going to come from me, Daniel at salesremastered.com. That's my email, and it's going to get quarantined from your work. I know. So make sure you use your personal email, and that way you have an opportunity to look at it from the other side, if whether or not it's actually coming, directly from me. But that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this random live stream. That's my message. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.